Good morning, Missouri, and welcome to the Missouri Sports Network Morning Sports Report for September 23rd, 2021, presented by Great Southern Bank, Labor's Union 663, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, and your shelter insurance agent in Aurora, Grant Baker. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. On this day in history, in 1806, Lewis and Clark returned to St. Louis from the Pacific Northwest. In 1845, the first baseball team, the New York Knickerbockers, organized and adopt a rule code. In 1949, Cleveland Indians owner Bill Veeck holds funeral services to bury the 1948 pennant. In 1962, on this date, LA Dodgers shortstop Maury Wills breaks Ty Cobb's single-season stolen base record of 96 on his way to 104 stolen bases. In 1969, one of my favorite movies, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford, premiered. In 1979, St. Louis Cardinal Lou Brock steals base number 938, which would be the final stolen base of his career. In 1983, Phillies pitcher Steve Carlton becomes the 16th pitcher to win 300 games, beating the St. Louis Cardinals. In 1984, Sparky Anderson becomes the first manager to win 100 games in both leagues. And in 1988, Jose Canseco becomes the first player in history to hit 40 home runs and steal 40 bases in the same season. On to page 2. Via Twitter on the scoreboard, at the scoreboard guy, last night in volleyball, Miller defeated Pleasant Hope at home. Miller improves to 13-1 and 3-0 in the Southwestern Conference. In softball, halfway Cardinals, they defeat Reed Spring 8-2. And in girls tennis, Carl Junction defeats Nevada 8-1. And in Reed Spring Lady Wolves volleyball, they defeat Spokane 3-0, and they will be in the Stratford tournament on this Saturday. In soccer, Glendale defeats Glendale defeats Ozark 2-1. Folks, Kickapoo are having a moment. Elsewhere around the state, in volleyball action from Wednesday night, there were 42 matches that took place. We've got some of those scores. Brentwood defeats Bishop DeBerg. Christian over Rosati K. Nerix Hall defeats Kirkwood. Marquette 2-love over Nerix Hall. Nerix Hall and St. Dominic tie. North Pemiscot 3-1 over Hayti. Pattonville and Nerix Hall, they tie as well. Metro defeats Vashon 3-0. Westminster Christian over Parkway Central 3-love there. In fall softball scores from a night ago, Bayless over University City 19-9. Mid Buchanan defeats Bishop LeBlond 10-1. It was Clopton over Louisiana 13-3. Afton 14, DeSoto 8. Farmington over Fox 4-1. Fort Zumwalt North 11-5 over Fort Zumwalt East. Elias Catholic shuts out St. Joseph's Academy 16-0. Hermitage over Fairplay 7-2. Glasgow defeats Higby 8-1. Logan Rogersville 20-3 over Hillcrest. Hillsboro 12-1 over North County. Lafayette Wildwood defeats Liberty Winsfield 10-7. It was Lawson over St. Pius X. Kansas City 15-0. Valley Park over Lutheran South 15-1. These are softball scores from a night ago, brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Drive new roads with a new Chevy. Marquette over Webster Groves 11-0. Chaffee defeats Naylor 14-9. North Shelby over Harrisburg 8-5. Union 13-11 over Pacific. It was Parkway North 14. Ladue 1. Wright City 13-2 over St. Charles. Saxony Lutheran 13-2 over Herculaneum. St. Teresa's Academy over St. Michael 14-4. Washington defeats Warrenton 2-0. Washington now 14-5 on the season. Notre Dame to Scion 12-4 over William Chrisman. And those are your softball scores from last night from Misha. In soccer, a night ago was Benton over Lafayette 1-0. Clayton defeats Northwest Cedar Hill 2-love. 3-1, Winfield defeats Festus. Park Hill 3-1 over Harrisonville. Crocker 4-2 over Iberia. Ray Peck defeats Lee Summit North 2-1. Lee Summit West 1-0 over Liberty. Union 4-2 over North County. It was Lee Summit over North Kansas City 8-0. CBC shuts out Priory 3-0. Seckman over Lutheran South 2-1. Smithton over Rockbridge 5-0. Wright City over St. Clair 6-1. Those are your soccer scores from a night ago. Brought to you by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, member FDIC. One game on the schedule in football for tonight. It's a big one in the Big 8 East. 3-1 Hollisters at 3-1 Reed Spring. On to page 3. St. Louis Cardinals now have won 11 in a row. 10-2 win over Milwaukee last night. Now, Tyler O'Neill goes 2 for 5, 3 RBIs, including a 2-run homer in the first inning. Goldschmidt, Edmund, Arenado all drive in 2. Miles Michaelis gets his second win of the season. The Cardinals' franchise record for consecutive wins is 14 from July 2nd through July 18th, 1935. It began at Sportsman's Park with a 7-0 win over Pittsburgh, and it ended at Sportsman's Park with a 3-0 shutout loss to the Brooklyn Dodgers. In that 14-game streak, the Dean brothers won 7 victories, and Bill Walker was the losing pitcher to end the streak. Left-hander Bill Walker overcame 2 life-threatening heart attacks by the age of 15 to become a big league pitcher. He debuted with the New York Giants in 1927 after a mentally taxing 7-year journey in the minor leagues. With 2 National League ERA titles in 3 years, 1929 and 1931, it appeared that Walker was headed for stardom. But arm miseries led to his trade to the St. Louis Cardinals after the 1932 season. Often overlooked by history and overshadowed by the more gregarious members of that gas house gang, Walker, with a 12-4 record in 1934, including 8 wins in the last 7 weeks of the season, helped put the Redbirds in the World Series. Paul Daffy Dean finished the 1935 season with a 19-12 record, while brother Dizzy Dean would finish the season 28-2 with a 3.04 ERA and finishing second in the MVP voting to Chicago Cubs catcher Gabby Hartnett. Charles Leo Gabby Hartnett, born December 20th, 1900, nicknamed Old Tomato Face, was an American professional baseball player and a manager. Played almost his entire career in Major League Baseball as a catcher with the Chicago Cubs from 1922 to 1940. He spent the final season of his career in 1941 as a player coach for the New York Giants. After his playing career, he continued involvement in baseball as a coach and a minor league manager. He was an all-around player, performing well both offensively and defensively. Known for his strong and accurate arm, he routinely led the National League in catchers in caught stealing percentage and was the first major league catcher to hit more than 20 home runs in a season. During his career, Hartnett took part in some of the more memorable events in Major League Baseball history, including Babe Ruth's called shot during the 1932 World Series, and Carl Hubbell's strikeout performance in the 1934 All-Star Game, and Dizzy Dean's career-altering injury during the 1937 All-Star Game. However, the greatest moments of Hartnett's career came with 1 week left in the 1938 season, when he had a game-winning home run in the bottom of the 9th inning to put the Cubs in first place. The field was dark. No lights, obviously, at Wrigley Field, and at that time, nowhere. Became immortalized as the homer in the Gloman. Prior to Johnny Bench, Gabby Hart was considered the greatest catcher in the history of the National League. A 6-time All-Star, he appeared in 4 World Series during his playing career. At the time of his retirement, he held career records for catchers in home runs, RBIs, hits, doubles, and most games played as a catcher. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1955. Adam Wainwright takes the mound tonight for the Cardinals in Milwaukee, looking to extend that streak to 12 games. Wainwright is 16-7, 2.89 ERA, and likely to garner a good percentage of Cy Young votes. But I'm afraid the odds maybe aren't with him tonight. He's pitched so well, and the Cardinals have played so well. I don't know that they continue this, but hey, we'll see tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Be safe. Be smart. Be here tomorrow. Good day. God bless.